Hi everybody, welcome to the Concept 101 podcast. My name is Daniel.
Stefan.
And Jules.
We are three concept artists currently working in the film and games industry, as well as the organisers of the Concept 101 event in London. In today's episode, we'll be mainly discussing the amazing, eventual, annual, it's gonna go on forever, return of Concept 101. Woo!
Let's go!
And you better all be clapping at home.
Yes, exactly.
No matter where you're sitting. Toilet, living room,
Bedroom.
what other rooms
In a car,
are there?
in a car,
In
you
a
have
car?
to clap.
You gotta let go of that
If
steering
you're driving
wheel.
an airplane,
I
you have to
disagree with
clap.
This is parody. Do not. This is not legal advice. But yeah, we're super happy to announce that the event is happening again. We had such an amazing turnout last year, and just to start this off, we're so grateful for everybody who came last year and for the just phenomenal response that we had, with people coming from all over the world, 450 attendees, some amazing speakers who gave their time for everybody, some amazing companies who helped make it happen. So we're really excited to be doing it again.
I don't know if I can share my experience, but eventually we'll probably talk about it.
Go with it, man.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, there was a moment when when people started coming into the venue. Like, I was walking through the crowd
With your arms raised like Jesus.
No, I was walking through the crowd
My
with, like,
people.
to give some. We were
To give some wine
No. We were trying to collect some.
and fish.
No, we were trying to collect things to put into the what is it called, cloakroom.
Yeah.
And basically, so I had to walk through like the crowd of people that were like, already starting to show up, and like I nearly just cried. Like, walking through, and it was so amazing because I couldn't believe it that it was happening. I think neither of us could have imagined.
The similar moment for me was because we were inside. We should really go through the important stuff, but now I just want to talk about this. But we were going through getting everything set up, and we were there from like 6 a.m. I think, right?
Yeah.
It was and the doors open at 9, and we didn't step outside. We were inside,
Yeah, true. Yeah,
putting out everything, and the security got outside and stuff, and it was all set up. And I went out like 5 minutes before opening, and I was like, there's gonna be like 50 people there. And I poked my head outside, and there were like 250 people there for doors open. And I've genuinely, you're saying like you nearly cried. I've never felt more relief in my life. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. But it was a really amazing experience last year. So we're happy we want to bring that again this year.
Totally.
And we can officially announce the date, which you've probably seen on Instagram anyway, but it's
15th of
yeah, come on, you can do it.
15th of September.
2023.
Woo!
Yeah.
Clap again.
But yeah, so 15th of September 2023. Save the date. We hope that we're your priority event for the season. But we wanted to announce it early to make everybody aware that it's happening. Yeah. So that it wasn't a surprise, because I think we did announce it almost a little bit late last year, in a way. Mm-hmm. So we just want to let you know that you won't be able to book tickets yet. That will be at a later date. We won't be releasing talks for quite some time as to who is talking.
It really just is a save the date moment. Yeah. We're still planning everything. It's all going very well.
Yeah.
Again, we're so fortunate that it went well last year. So just gives us a lot of energy and momentum to go ahead with this year. And yeah, also sponsors last year really enjoyed what we were able to give to them. So very happy to say that this year we have a few more sponsors that agreed to join and to help us, and we now have hit the amount of funding that we need to announce the event.
Start making it happen.
Making it happen. And so big thank you to Shark Mob, Chromatic Studio, Atom Hawk, Moon Colony, Phosphate Partners, Frame Store, and Mood Visuals, who are all, some of them are returning sponsors, which we're very happy to see. And especially Shark Mob, who is the main sponsor for the second time in a row, which is a very good thing because we've been doing only 2 events. So
I mean, they're always pulling out the big guns for us.
Yeah.
And Shark Mob is an awesome company because Stefan works there.
Mm-hmm.
I love it there.
And we're super grateful because they took a big risk on us last year, and I'd like to think it paid off, I suppose. Mm-hmm. But they're coming in again this year with a really big sponsorship. So thank you to them.
Yeah, we've also been in talks with much more sponsors since this year's event is going to scale up by quite a lot, which means more funding, which means more sponsor.
Yeah. Let me do the little blast. I was trying to think of a word that rhymes with blast, but I can't think of anything. So I'm gonna do a little information blast. Doesn't rhyme, but good enough. It's going to be this year. Last year, 450 people. This year, we're aiming for 700 to 800. So nearly double the capacity. And that means that the space of the venue is also nearly doubling. So we're expanding out from our previous venue, which we'll talk about more in a little bit. As part of that, last year, 12 lectures. This year, there will be 18. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there's a few little minor things to do with that, but it's going to be about 17 to 18 lectures throughout the day. The expo space is expanding. There will be more companies there, and portfolio reviews, will be returning, as well as the kind of potential, and I say potential because this is one of the things that we haven't quite sorted out yet, but for stuff like a coffee shop to be available throughout the day, and also for an outdoor space, which will be great.
Just, bigger area, just because, as Daniel said, more people.
Yeah.
So hopefully more activities, more things, more people to watch, more people to speak to.
More people to watch from the corner.
just watching people getting feedback and waiting to get feedback for 5 hours.
Yeah, I'm the meme of the guy being like, they don't know that I'm the concert 101 organizer.
Except you'll have a big t-shirt.
I don't feel like the t-shirt was big enough last year.
Well, maybe this year they'll know the people wearing t-shirts.
Or maybe you can get those t-shirts with like little LED inlays that like light up.
Or know what?
Yeah, go on.
When you have a tourist group and one of them has an umbrella?
Yeah.
I think we should walk with an umbrella.
Like Mary Poppins.
I would just like to clarify that one of the main reasons it's important that people know when we are organizing the event that they come to us if they have any questions and stuff like that.
Well, it's fine because they can talk to staff anyway. Because we have lovely staff.
No, they can, yeah.
Yeah. Segue to staff. Staff was great.
Oh, yeah. This is crazy because we actually haven't done anything really publicly about the event last year.
Yeah.
So it's pretty...
We were fortunate to have a lot of very nice people.
Yeah, a lot of friends came through as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who really pulled their weight in a big way to help make it possible. I mean, yeah, we're very, very lucky with everybody who helped. And hopefully that luck continues this year. I think we're just going to go through a few things at the start of the podcast about, like how it's expanding and what's changing. And then we'll just chat about other stuff. But to start off with, the bigger venue.
Yeah. So
explain to me, Stefan, how is it getting bigger?
Enlighten us.
26 League Street is returning again, same as last year. But in this case, also with a venue that's right next to it called Mamushka, which is a Polish restaurant, and
won't be a Polish restaurant on the day.
Exactly.
To clarify.
Yes, on the day it will be used for our conference. They're very nice.
Portfolio reviews will be served with some food.
Yeah, a nice sausage and some mash. Yeah.
Yeah. So 26 League Street, Mamushka right next to it, and there's an easy way that they are right next to each other. So. You'll be able to go from one venue to the other.
It should be pretty seamless.
Exactly, yeah. Mamushka will be mostly used as a space for one more big lecture space, basically.
Yeah.
And then we might have some more things set up throughout Mamushka as well.
Yeah. It seems at the moment we're probably also going to be using, because they have a really nice upstairs section as well, which is quite private. So we'll probably be setting portfolio reviews up around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing, the thing is, so we got really lucky with them. It was funny because we were actually looking at a lot of different venues. And the thing was, we really liked our venue last year. And it was one of the bits of feedback we got from people was that, I remember quite a few people saying something along the lines of, so many events are so corporate and stuffy. It was nice to be in kind of like a cooler space, I guess.
I'll call it the cinema room syndrome.
Yeah, cinema room syndrome, yeah.
Cold, white walls.
Yeah.
Cinema rooms.
Yeah, conference.
Cinema room is usually black walls.
No, they're white now.
Okay. Not the cinemas that Jules has been to, okay? In the insane asylum.
It was snowing.
Anyway, yeah. But, so we actually got really lucky. So yeah, we looked at a whole bunch of places. We were thinking about different venues, places to expand, ways to expand. And just none of it really fit the vibe, I suppose, of what we felt the event was.
It was very difficult to find like the same vibe.
So we decided it was a bit of a Hail Mary really to start off with, but we suggested, we kind of talked about it, and we're like, well, there's so many venues in the same space as 26 Leigh Street. What if we get one of the venues that sits right next to it? And so we went and spoke to them, and yeah, it all turned out great. They have an amazing setup. They're already weirdly set up for conferences, actually.
Yeah.
They've got a full... Oh, sorry. I think I just... we ate spaghetti before we recorded. I think it's coming back up.
So it's a spaghetti-flavored podcast.
Yeah, spaghetti-flavored podcast. For us, maybe if we get smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
And, anyway.
Well, please don't get it.
But yeah, it's really weird because we went in and we were expecting to have to rent in loads of stuff, but they were already kitted out almost entirely for it. So they're kind of perfect.
It also made us realize how lucky we were last year to find the venue we used last year, and we're going to continue using. Important as well, events is still going to be one day.
Yeah.
And many venues don't allow one-day events in a very funny way, or they
really weird.
They allow 3 days events or longer, which in a free setting, which we're doing, isn't something possible.
Not conducive to what we're trying to do.
And we really want to keep that one day for many reasons. The first one is that it's easy, it's concentrated. Allows us to have more people coming in one day rather than few people coming in many days.
Hopefully easy for... is it easier for us or for them?
It's easier for us as well, for sure.
It's also easier for us.
For sure. For you guys as well, because you just get to have all of it concentrated in a day. Yeah. And it just makes for bigger events.
I've always preferred one-day events, personally. I always feel like things peter off by the second day.
I do really like many days events.
Don't say that now.
And no, I'm going to explain why I like one day event as well.
Okay.
No, the main days event allows for, kind of building friendships over many days and just returning. But the one day event just allows you to meet more people in a day, because many days events just have less people.
Well, the other sorry.
Yeah, so I really like one day events, and I think I haven't... Like so far, I've never been to multiple day events that I really, really enjoyed. I would say mostly one day event is, mostly like the experience is that by the end of the first day, you already met all the people that you wanted to meet, talked with everyone, and then you go to like a party or stuff like that. Or there is usually an after party at the event, and then...
In this case, there definitely is an after party after the event.
We do have an after party, and so I think it's like one day is always kind of the first day is like usually the best day, and then after that it just feels like it's not as important. So like I think that's one of the main reasons why we have the one day event, is because it's just to put it all together into the first day, one day, make it as good as possible.
It's like a quick shot of adrenaline, and then you're motivated for the whole year.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that, whilst we're very lucky to live in London, it's a beautiful city, and it's one of the like capitals of Europe. Well, maybe after Brexit, we're not one of the capitals of Europe, but theoretically we are. It's a beautiful city with so much culture and history, all the museums, and, last year, at least, all of our friends came over and all the people we met from the event, and we just all went and hung out for the rest of the weekend. Mm-hmm. So, we had the Friday event, and then Saturday, Sunday was almost like just as good, because we were just all hanging out, showing everybody around and having a great time.
We're really aiming for this easy to access, low budget event. We want to make it
by low budget,
accessible.
We mean free for people, for everyone to
but we had people coming from America. We had people coming. Luckily, thank you.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy last year, meeting people, and it was funny that towards the end of the evening, I was able to talk to more and more people as we had less organizing to do. And it was really funny, actually, that most people I spoke to, I was like, hey, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the event? And they're like, yeah, I came from Austria, Germany, America, Thailand, Malaysia, like from all over the world. And that was really kind of affirming in of itself.
And these people, because it's a short event, they are able to go on holidays, they're able to plan around, they're able to fit the event in the holidays they would do, So it's a very very easy to fit event in everyone's timetable. Yeah. So that's why it's going to still be one day event.
And talking about stuff that's carrying over from last year, portfolio reviews we felt were a really big success. they're an excellent opportunity for people to get feedback from professionals that otherwise you might not be able to talk to unless you like stalk them on Instagram obsessively. So it's pretty cool. And I know that we all felt the first year that it was essential because we had all benefited so much from the reviews. So they will be returning with a vengeance.
Yes, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So last year, people were able to book their tickets online. And I'm surprised. I'm going to be angry right now. I'm surprised by how many people book a one-on-one review with a professional artist and don't show up or cancel the tickets 5 times.
Yeah, anyway, it was a little bit of a shame.
Long story short, I dealt with that. And I spent countless hours answering emails and making sure that everyone had a nice portfolio review. That's not going to happen again. You're going to have your review. You're going to be great. But you're going to have it. You're going to book it. You're going to save your spot on the day at the event. Yeah. So we have less. We're going to set up a very easy system for you guys. It's probably going to be a booth. More being announced soon, I guess. But it won't be online. I can already announce though that we're going to have more reviews than last year.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Very big companies are returning.
Yeah.
So
amazing artists.
Yeah, amazing artists.
Yeah. So that's great.
I can say that many people got hired last year.
That's true.
And we had great feedback from both people getting reviews and companies employing people.
Yeah.
And it's very good to hear, because that's also one of the reasons we're making the event, is because it helped us so much when we started or when we wanted to start before COVID. Yeah. And it's great to be able to kind of set up, the kind of give the favor.
And if you do get a job after the event, we get a 10% kickback of your first 10 years of wages.
Yes. Yeah. This is a waiver which is signed within the tickets. So it's
a
free ticket.
Yeah.
But you also allow us to use your art for AI.
Oh my god!
Wow, it's getting more evil by the second. Wow.
God, of course, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Do we also scan their likeness as they come in, so we own their likeness too?
Yeah. Great.
We have a 3D model of everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, what else is happening? The after party will be returning. I love partying, baby. Oh yeah. I mean, it was really fun last year. I just I liked putting together the music playlist. If you didn't like the music, tough. I liked it.
It was like me and Dan listening to the music before, like 1 day or 2 days before the event.
Yeah.
This is pretty good.
I was bothering stuff. I remember you were cooking. And I'd come up to you and I'd like put my phone close to you and I'd be like, "What about this song?" You go, "Okay."
I'm like, nah.
So the after party will be returning. I think that will probably also expand in some ways, but we haven't quite decided yet. But it's just going to be another amazing opportunity for you to network, socialize, and just have a nice time and relax at the end of the evening.
Yeah, it really allows to have a more relaxed context, and this awesome feeling when you talk to an artist for like 10 minutes and then you ask where they work or who they are. Yeah. And you slowly realize how insanely good they are.
Yeah.
Or you're like, "Oh, you're that guy. I had the art as my desktop image." Yeah, like wallpaper for like 2 years. And that's this feeling where you're just immersed with people, but you kind of forget the professional setting. You kind of forget that these people are, I don't know, people you look up to or whatever. They're just other dudes.
No one looks up to. You don't look up to anybody because you're really tall.
Yes.
I would say like the after party is, if during the time that that is the conference, you wanted to really watch the talks and you didn't really find as much time to talk to people, that's when you would do it during the after party, and you can find a bit more quieter corner and talk to people. And I mean, last year that is what I did. Because we were organizing the event, we were running around and didn't really have much time to socialize, and so I was super happy that after during the after party I could just meet all the people that I wanted to meet and be like, "Hello, what's your name?" Rather than like, "Okay, I have a talk in 5 minutes and we need to prepare everything." And
that my socializing at the event last year was like running past people I've known for years and them going, "Hey, Daniel," like the ambulance going past.
And you're like, have you seen some bottled water? Or like,
Yeah.
can you please guys talk less loud? Or like, can you go somewhere else?
It was quite funny just like seeing people I've known for like 5+ years and then being like, hey man, I'm like, hey, I'm gone. Bye. So yeah, I mean, I think that's probably everything we need to talk about for the new event. We're just super excited that it's happening again. It's the 15th September 2023. Write it down. Write it on your arm. Save it there. You're coming. If you're listening to it, you're coming.
We will announce within the next few months. We're going to open the tickets. We're going to announce who's going to speak. We're going to announce the more sponsors, of course. We're going to announce which company is going to do reviews. More about the coffee. More about the outside area.
Everything.
Loads of stuff. So stay tuned for that because we're going to spam you.
Oh yeah, you're gonna know it's happening.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Just very, very exciting.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Looking for it.
I mean, so that's all the important information. Really, what we could just talk about is just like, setting up the event last year and what we actually did, because it was a pretty crazy experience. I mean, going from start to finish, and we'll probably repeat some stuff maybe that we said from the Learn Squared podcast,
Yeah.
but it was just wild. I mean, do either of you want to talk about how we started doing the event?
It was a rainy night, a dark alley.
The thunder clash. In the air.
Yeah, you might. I mean, yeah. if you
Lamb, add something.
I think it came about very kind of spontaneously, almost in a way that over one of the weekends, I was thinking about it, and maybe. I don't know, maybe we talked about, maybe I thought about it before, but there was a specific weekend that I thought about it, and I thought, there hasn't been any events for a long time, and I would love to go to an event, but nothing is happening. Maybe I should organize an event, or that, and I was like, that's a stupid thought. That's not gonna happen, and I totally forgot about it until on Monday. Like at, I don't remember, 10 a.m., I don't know, some random time. Daniel
10:35 actually.
Daniel just calls me at work and goes, yo, Stefan, you know what we should do? We should organize an event. And I was like, you wouldn't believe it. I literally was just thinking about it over the weekend.
It's probably because I think we had been talking a lot all together about missing events and about how much we benefited from them.
And also we had a meetup with a bunch of our friends who came over a while ago. And I think we were also thinking, how can we still meet with our friends, but make it
beneficial for everybody.
Yeah. So...
yeah, I guess that
idea
was the spark of it, is just wanting to meet the friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that meetup in particular, I mean, it was 30 people?
Yeah.
So it was just all friends of ours from the industry who hadn't seen in a long time, because it was on the tail end of COVID. So everything was starting to open back up. And I had discussed doing it with a bunch of people, and Jules and Stefan helped me kind of corral everybody around London and go to the different locations that we picked. It was really good, actually, because I thought that I could do that by myself, but it was like being on a school trip.
Yeah.
And having to make sure that you didn't miss anybody on the way out. Yeah. So yeah, it was a really fun day, but I think that kind of sparked a bit of the interest in it in a way for us doing it, because we were like, well, we can get 30 people together. Why not 300 people?
Yeah, I think when we first thought about, is it possible, how many people can we get? We kept saying, well, if we just get our friends, we already have half the whatever room we were looking into at the time. And so then we went to so how big should it be? And we wanted to make something meaningful, something that stays for a bit, something that people are going to remember, and it's also something that's impactful. We don't want to take so much time and effort to make a small-ish event. And we kept having this reference if we have this amount of people, then we can almost fill it just by our friends, which is great, but we kind of want to have outside people, and I think that's why we were like, okay, this amount of people would be
I think you know what I think really pushed the scale of it in the end, because it started at maybe 100 and then it ended up at 450. No, it wasn't just money. I think it was that I can't conceptualize numbers.
Yeah, because I was saying just some he would be 500, 700, 1,000, I don't know.
Daniel at the time, we would have burnt the
just bringing up insane numbers.
Well, because when you said 100 people to me, I was like, that's not many people. But I was like, you know,
At
300
the start, we were
minimum.
talking about 100.
Yeah, that's why I was in that. Yeah, I think it was my foolishness, my inability to realize how many people 400 plus people is. Because I'll be honest, when it was that first day of the event, I was like, dear God, that's a lot of people. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, I thought like, because free event being a free event, little tip for you guys, you oversell some of the tickets because people, they sometimes don't come because it's free. Or, you know, some people, I mean, you know, I might sign up for a free event in Bangladesh myself.
Yeah.
And then 5 months later, I don't go.
Which, to be fair, is fair enough.
Yeah,
because you gotta buy
exactly.
Plane tickets,
exactly.
Do all this, yeah.
So you oversell tickets, otherwise you don't have enough people at your events. So when we saw everyone at the start of the event and not having seen or not having organized another event with that many people, myself, you know, present, I was like, well, shit. They all showed up, and I was like, wait, it's like more that like it looked fuller than or like it looked the fullest I would have hoped it to look. Yeah. Turns out it wasn't at all of them, but it was the amount we had wished for, and
it was just like exactly the amount.
It
was, I don't know, it was perfect.
It's pretty. It is pretty crazy that like, I don't know. Do you know what? I think it's really like fueled my hunger for like more humans.
Yeah.
And then, I think I sound like a vampire right now, but nonetheless, I like the idea of a higher number.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing a bigger event this year.
Yeah. We talked about it with Daniel and Jules, and Daniel went, fucking 1,000 people.
I did start off with 1,000.
Yeah,
people,
he started with 1,000.
It's
and
usually
like,
it's usually
this is a lot, man.
Usually I'm the boring one. I'm like, no, if we do that, we're going to all die. And then we have a small debate, and then we end up in between.
Yeah.
That's why we have 3 of us, so that nobody can out-argue.
And Stefan is in the middle and is like, guys, calm down.
Even though sometimes we end up like different, like where me and Jules agree and Daniel disagrees, or
the opposite,
me and Dan agree and Jules disagrees.
No, it's actually they're always ganging up on me. Please help. I don't want to be here anymore.
No, I mean, so the event came about and we decided to do it. We all met up and started talking about it. And I think that's when it started to, so not right away, but eventually started to dawn on us, at least on me, of how much stuff we had to organize. And like, I was very happy that we all organized it. It was 3 of us, and we split it up equally, and everyone did what they were supposed to do, I would say. And it was very tough. And it was a lot of like coming home after work and keep working for another 4 hours, and you know, sometimes for like 5 days.
I don't know if I ever worked that hard. I won't lie.
Okay.
Another 4 hours?
I don't know. I think like last
the month before the event.
So
2 months before the event.
That's what I mean.
The leading up to the event, I think it was more stressful than hard. Like if you break it up, it's not that hard to make. Each individual task is not that hard. You don't need crazy skills, but it takes a lot of organization and a lot of motivation and stress to just, you know, have a structure, get it done, having a group of X amount of people all dealing with different things, having different ideas and debating those ideas.
And also in that first year, even like one of the big things was, how do we do marketing?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do we call the event? You know, that was never, it's not like we came up with that on the first day. It's not like it appeared with the fucking logo.
Yeah, it's funny, like with the logo, we did like a bunch of sketches, and I think we chose one, and then we iterated on it for like 2 weeks, and they were like, I guess the initial version.
Yeah, initial was
like, no, we still
good,
changed the initial version a little bit, like iterated, like made it like a little bit better, but like we just essentially came back to the initial version, but we still iterated for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
I'm imagining there's a graphic designer listening to this and going, they spent 2 weeks on that. Pathetic.
oh man, it was so difficult.
Do you guys remember one name that we didn't use, like a very shitty name we haven't used?
I think we had a really long list of just words, because I think what we did was we all just sat down in my room, because and literally, because that's where most of our meetings were. I was just in my room at my old flat, and we just started saying words at each other, just like Singularity, Banana Phone, Drawing Bird,
Pen magic.
Pen Magic Day. Yeah, I mean that's how you do it, I guess. Yeah, we got there in the end. I mean, so yeah, it was like coming up with the branding. How do you do a social media campaign on Instagram? How do you brand stuff on Instagram?
How are you free and don't look cheap?
Yeah.
How do you make something quality while being free? And I think it's something that this year is way easier for us to tackle.
People know that
because
it's quality.
we did last year, and hopefully you agree with us that it was good.
That was a really big thing, though. You're right, because in the first year, one of the big questions we kept getting asked was, how do you even know that this will work? Because there aren't any free events. There hasn't been a free concept art event that people can just go to that's been fully funded, and that was probably the biggest kind of difficulty that we had in a way, was trying to convince people like, hey, look, we know what we're doing. We have the right people coming. It's as good as any other event. It's just that we've organized in such a way that it's accessible to people. And that was a big hurdle.
Yeah. I think overall the main reason why it ended up happening well is thanks to people's generosity.
Yeah.
Both companies who saw the value in doing an event.
Yeah.
I guess we also benefited from the lack of events, to be fair.
Yeah.
And also speakers, like big speakers, big names, TCK, Noax, all the others, I'm not going to say all of them, which agreed to
just come as favors, really.
Come as favors.
Yeah.
And just, because I guess the quality aspect of it, of course, it's important that the day it was a quality event, quality structure, good timing, good staff. But the main quality bar was who's going to talk, right? If you have a free event and you have a bunch of no ones, then okay, well, who cares?
We were so lucky because all of our speakers last year were so good, like top of their field, all had like really interesting things to talk about. And I've been to what are we doing? A conference. Sorry. I've been to conferences where the talks have not been that stellar. And, I'll be honest, there was probably like 5% of me that was a little bit worried about that some of the talks wouldn't be that way. But every single talk that I went to, I actually regretted not being able to watch them.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing, was I came into the room often just 5 minutes to check everything was okay. And I was struggling to leave because I was just like, God damn, this is a good talk. Like I haven't seen a talk like this before. Everybody really made effort to make something original and meaningful and useful.
Yeah, I remember we were splitting up like the time that we were standing around, because we had to basically walk around the whole venue, make sure that everything was working, and there would be always one of us next to the speaker, making sure that everything is working as well, and that person could obviously see the talk. And we were splitting it up, I will see this talk. I'll be this
evenly,
talk.
like which talk do you want to see?
Yeah. I think I saw the least talks.
You saw the least, yeah.
But it was like
I still enjoyed the talks.
you had I think it was like you had more say on the talks that you really wanted because you saw the least.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it was just to do with really like who needed to be where during the day, and there were certain talks that we had to attend. And
I think at the end everyone was happy.
Yeah, and I honestly I snuck into the back of a few talks once or twice, and it was just really cool to see.
And despite the fact I was able at the end of the day to see I think 3 talks or a bit more, maybe 4,
I think
which is a lot.
Yeah.
I think we saw the same. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, you guys did, yeah.
I still felt like I missed on so many of them. Thankfully, go check out TCK's talk on YouTube.
Yeah.
I missed that during the event, and I was very eager to him publishing it for me to be able to watch it, and because I heard such great feedback for it.
So anyway, one of the other kind of, I don't know, fun things about last year was it was really interesting in a way that it happened, if that makes sense.
It felt very unreal.
I think we at the end of the day we just thought like we were lucky here and here and here and here, and obviously we worked super hard to be lucky, I guess, like I don't if that makes sense, but we still had we captured on all the luck that we had and made sure that it all went right, and it was very, very nice.
It was very nice to see all the pieces of the puzzle just fitting together. And not having too many issues.
Can I say, there's somebody I know very closely, and when I told them that the event was happening, their reaction literally was, yeah, you're not going to be able to do that. And as the event progressed over the like 9 months that we worked on it, there was still the reaction. I was like, yeah, we have this speaker coming and this person. They were like, yeah, is that really gonna work though? How are you gonna get the funding? How are you gonna do that?
It's free, man.
Yeah, it's free. That's not gonna work.
No, it's gonna work.
Yeah, and it was really gratifying. And I will give credit to this unnamed person because they came up to me at the event. Yeah, right at the end of the after party, and they came over to me and they just went, "Yeah, man, like I didn't think you were gonna do it, but holy shit, you did it." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you." And that was really great because I think even like. Honestly, even my parents, who are very supportive people, when I was telling them about what we were doing, like 400 people coming in, this and that, my dad, I remember saying through stuff like, he was like, well, when I was a student, I did a 50-person lecture. And I was like, that's cool. And he was like, yeah, so maybe you should tone it down. I guess it was advice out of concern from everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, yeah.
It just slowly came into place. So I think it was just... Yeah, so okay, it slowly came into place, but at the same time, most of the things were organized and set up to happen on the day without knowing if they would happen well or bad, you know?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
We can prepare a fireworks to do its thing well, but it might not do its thing.
And that's why you didn't see fireworks at the event. They didn't go off.
Because it's indoors. That's why we have outdoors next year. No, but yeah, and so it's like having all these fireworks going at the same time and being like, maybe one is going to... mess everything up, you know.
Nothing really messed up. It was
I think it was all.
It was surprisingly seamless. I would say.
Yeah.
I just want to mention some more favorite moments from the conference for me personally.
When you went out and got a burger at the end.
Oh, that was so awesome, man. I was so tired. I was mega tired throughout the whole day. And then once we were like giving some pizzas during the after party, and like I gave like a lot of them, and then I got help. I don't remember from whom.
Jeff and Ethan.
Yeah. So Jeff and Ethan helped, and they took over
for the pizza.
Yeah.
It was all of us, I think. But Jeff and Ethan delivered.
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly what I did.
Yeah,
I went to the bar and I got a drink.
Great people.
Yeah. So I gave away some pizzas, and then I had a burger, which was really like I ran outside the venue, had the burger, and then
ran outside, never came back.
No, and then but really what I want to say was when we had the after party, and eventually the after party, you know, some people get tired, so they like go back home. But even though it was slowly slowing down, we start to have like these groups of people sitting down and talking about things. And like I was sitting out next to Noax, and there was like this whole thing. Kay was there and a bunch of people, and it was really, really, really nice to just have this group of people discussing a bunch of stuff. I don't know, like art stuff, and just friends who met on the conference or already known each other. And you know, that was like I feel like that's what makes those events memorable. Like that afterwards, you have this amazing conference, and you have that, and then you remember that moment of like just chatting with your friends and being happy. I don't know.
I'm just thinking about you saying that like as the evening went on, you kind of like chilled out, and I'm thinking that like I think I got more turned up as the evening went on. I think I was. Yeah, I mean, I was having a great time personally.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Stefan literally, I think, bundled me into a taxi and just sent me home by the end.
Oh yeah.
And then I just sat at home in the bathroom, being like, I missed the party.
No, it was.
So you can see more of that this year, ladies and gentlemen.
Drunk Daniel on stage.
We'll have a karaoke booth this year.
Yeah.
Nah, man, come on.
Probably not. Probably not.
I'll tell you what, when we karaoke, I'll just hijack one of the mics.
Oh, no.
And we're dancing queen.
Well, if you hear Daniel sing, that's the time you have to go home.
That's what you know.
They're trying to drag me off the stage. I'm like hitting you.
It's too late. But yeah, no, Afterparty was so good. You know, just people. I think I remember as well people just coming and saying, "Hey, thank you," or like, so people going to me and just saying, they got hired, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, it has real life impacts on people's life, you know, and some people will. I'm not saying it's thanks to us, but we helped, you know.
Facilitated.
Yeah, facilitated. Yeah. and it's just, it's good to see. And I think this after party kind of boils down to us being less stressed and being able to enjoy and being in the moment, and kind of looking at how and realizing, just stepping a bit back from the organization and just being like, oh wow, okay, this just happened. It went well. Now pretty much nothing can go bad, so we just get to fully enjoy.
Yeah.
And then just the week after, it felt like we just had removed a huge weight out of my
We had such a chill time for the rest of the week. I mean, because so many people had come, for all of our friends from like Germany and the States and stuff had come, and we went to the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum, did sketching and hung out, had some nice lunches together. We went to Tate. That was a really nice time. Seeing, I think Tate was really...
Sorry.
You
invite some people over as well to watch a movie.
Yeah. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you're not all coming to watch a movie, but it was a fun
after party.
Maybe you can find your own friends in London during the conference that's happening, and go watch some movies and
break into my house, watch a movie.
Please don't.
But yeah, it was really good. I mean, even going to, I think one of the great things about coming to the event is all the stuff you get to see in London. I hope that maybe after listening to this, you've marked down your little date. I'd recommend marking down your little holiday till the Sunday or the Monday to really spend some time in London, because if you've never been here before, there is so much stuff to do. It's such a densely packed city, and transport's so easy with TfL, the tube, and that, and all of the great stuff you can experience. Going to Tate, even, I know that there's probably loads of people in concept art community who are like, oh, modern art is trash, but it's something different.
It's very nice.
Yeah, and it's something that it's such a massive, amazing collection of work.
Yeah.
That, like, where else are you going to see that? Or you can go to the National Gallery and see John Singer Sargent paintings.
I mean, I feel like for concept art, Tate has loads of great stuff. It's not going to be like paintings.
No, but I just say, you know that like a lot of people kind of, I think, look at modern art as just like trash.
Do you think concept artists do that?
I think some do.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Sound off in the comments if you think modern art is trash.
I mean, I used to be like that, so I'm telling you right now.
Before you were a concept artist?
No. Well, yeah, before I became a professional. No, but like
before he found out our opinions just now.
I think it's not seeing this as a bad thing, but if you have education in arts history, which I would assume a concept artist would have, then you get to enjoy that or understand it a bit better.
Jules, I had art education, like really good one as well, in terms of like I knew all the years and what was built and all the buildings, and I knew different movements, and I still, right until I like went to London, and to be honest, until I met Daniel, like I thought also that I was like, I didn't really enjoy modern art.
Was this my rant about Picasso? Or something.
I don't remember anymore, but I think I started
one of the many rants.
It's more like because you were in university that was more open towards different like other art as well, and I think first time I've learned from you is that in modern art they also have to do a lot of thinking about the art that they do and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there's always that thing of like,
and I never knew that. You know?
There's totally some modern art that sucks, but if the good stuff is good stuff.
Yeah, I think
to bring it back to the London thing with everything that there's to do, I can totally relate to that because I was in this exact situation when I went to an industry workshop for the first time, kind of discovering everything, and it really felt amazing.
I feel like we could write a children's book about you living in the mountains and coming to the big city.
I took my skis, I skied down the mountain, I fought a bear.
No.
It was before it got instinct. If you followed the first podcast,
you went up a big ramp and you flew the whole way to London.
Yeah, exactly. I took very long skis.
You landed on the London Eye and it brought you to the ground.
It slowly brought me to the ground, and then
This could be a children's book. Maybe we should. This is a secondary source of income for us.
Yeah. Yep. Right, we're gonna open a store.
Don't steal that idea. That's our idea. Copyrighted.
We had pottery in the first podcast first, and now we have children's books.
Nice.
I like children's books. They're good.
Yeah. The other day I was in a shop and the drawings were so cool. I was looking at the children's books because they were like kind of in my face there, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna look at it.
because none of us can read.
Yeah. I didn't understand anything. I was like, oh, cool cow.
All of our emails that we send are autocomplete emails.
Yes.
Um,
Thankfully, AI is here now.
yeah.
Yeah. What would we do about it?
Dude,
Future episode on that. I think.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone from work. I was like, yeah, I have to write some emails for the conference. Oh, but you have ChatGPT. I was like, nah, dude. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've never used it, so I don't know how,
I haven't
to
used
use
it
it for
either.
email. But also, we write everything with our emails, and then Daniel comes in and goes like, "This is wrong," and then he fixes the email.
This is not English.
I am ChatGPT.
I have written so many emails. I feel like obviously I'm still not the best. I'm probably out of the group like just average on emails, but I've improved so much, and it's been like quite cool to see that I can actually I can like put an email together.
That's what concept art is all about. Writing better emails.
Yes. Notes. I changed that. The mountain is now bigger. Brighter sun.
Just yeah. I mean, just to harp on the London thing a little bit more, but so many cool places. Regent's Park is beautiful.
Yeah.
Going to where's the park we went to recently up on the hill?
Oh,
Oh, come on. Somebody. We were all there. Primrose Hill. Primrose Hill, getting an amazing view of the city, going to the London Zoo and seeing all the animals. I mean, maybe you don't like zoos, but, you know, all that. Seeing all the amazing architecture, the history, St. Paul's Cathedral. It's an awesome place to visit. It's an awesome place that will live as well.
If you haven't been to the event last year, just so you know, the location of it is
Central.
2 minutes from the London Eye and maybe 4 from the Big Ben. So if you don't have that many days in London, you can do event and sightseeing in a day.
True.
Yeah.
Like we will have an hour lunch break. You can just go see the most known monuments of London and come back.
Yeah, you can go see London Eye, and then you can walk across the bridge, see
Big Ben.
see Big Ben, and then walk back.
Shout at the politicians
and you'll still
in
make it in
Parliament.
1 hour.
Then you can go back listen to concept artists.
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, I should really be outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just great. I think it is kind of like one of the selling points of the event is that it's in a great city. It's the event is happening in a central location, so regardless of what you want to do in the day, it's easy to access and to get to. Yeah.
I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah,
Should
probably.
Should we summarize the key elements?
All right. Here we go. 15th of September, 2023. Save the date. There's going to be 18 talks. Jules is a little bit unsure about it, maybe 17. There's going to be at least 700 of your homies there. We're doing, what else? After party, portfolio reviews,
Outside space.
outside space,
Coffee space.
coffee space.
Bigger expo area.
That's the other thing.
Bigger expo area.
More sponsors, more artists to talk to.
Yes.
Bigger, better, harder, faster, stronger. So that will be the end of today's episode, since we've stopped laughing now. We hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below, maybe you want a specific speaker there. We probably won't get them, but tell us about it. Maybe we will. Who knows? Remember to, comment, subscribe, like, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, because we need the approval. Okay? We need it. We release episodes every 2 weeks, and if you want any more additional information about the podcast or the event, please check out our Instagram, linked in the description, especially since all of the announcement stuff should be out with the release of this podcast. So thanks again, and we'll see you all soon.
Yeah, very, very excited to see you.
Can't wait, guys. Take care.
Bye.